Hey guys, welcome back to the blog. It's election day, right? We're electing the next president of the United States today. And in that vein, I want to talk about this for a minute. And to kind of set our conversation today, I want to read this quote from Margaret Mead. And it says this: "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." I love that quote and the power behind it. And I think it's something we need to keep in mind over the next 48 hours, okay? Because here's the deal. Tuesday morning, or this morning, right, we're going to choose the next president of the United States. And that person will assume the leadership of the most powerful nation in the world. And as a country, all 350 million of us, we've decided that the two people we'd like to decide between to run our country are Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. Just gonna let that sink in for a minute that we did make this decision, right? And now we're going to have to live with it. And here's the deal. No matter how you vote today, tomorrow morning, half the country at least is going to wake up very sad and maybe disappointed at the least, and maybe desperately disillusioned and hopeless at the most, right? So the question is for me is, as a follower of Jesus, when I wake up Wednesday morning, what's my response to be? And the reality is this: it's the response that it is to be every day that I wake up, no matter who's president or who's not. And when I wake up on a Wednesday morning, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to say, listen, I don't trust the governments, but I do trust the Lord, and I believe in people. And there's an odd thing that's happened, I think, in our culture right now, where we've begun to think that the prevailing like political structures around us are to provide our needs, and we put our hopes in them, and that we trust them somehow to create the future that we would like to live in, or even worse, we think that they might create the future that's in God's heart. And the reality about life and the reality about humanity is that governments have never done that, but people movements have. And one of the greatest people movements in the history of humanity was the early church, right? This is an amazing group of people who knew in the first century they were the minority, right? The church starts in like 33 AD, and there's 120 of them. From that, though, it explodes to 3,000, and the next maybe about 100 years it grows from 3,000 up to about 25,000 people. From that, over the next 200 years, it explodes across the known world to somewhere in around 300 AD. There's somewhere around 25 million Christians, and they changed the world. They changed the world by how they loved each other, by how they served each other, by the way that they believed and had faith in Jesus and his power to change the human heart, to make things right between God and humanity. And here's the deal. They changed the world, and it wasn't because they voted in the world they wanted to live in. It's because they lived it in, and they loved it in. And to me, that's inspiring, is that they understood that it was about trusting God, not about trusting the government. And so that's why I love this quote from Margaret Mead, right? That never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. I love that. And I think it's something that sometimes to move forward, we have to look back. And thousands of years ago, the prophet Isaiah got us perspective, or gave us a perspective about what it means to trust in the Lord. And he says this in the book of Isaiah: "How can you say the Lord does not see your troubles? How can you say God ignores your rights? Have you not heard? Have you not understood? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of heaven and earth. He never grows weak or weary. No one can measure the depths of his understanding. And he gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. Even youths become weak and tired, and young men will fall in exhaustion. But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." Here's the deal this morning, guys. Today, as this election goes down, I don't trust in the government to create the world of my dreams. I don't trust the government to create the world that's on God's heart. I trust you, and I trust anyone who's been brought to life by the Spirit of God, that follow him. And Wednesday morning, I'm going to wake up with the group of the thoughtful, committed citizens that make up the community of my life, and we're going to keep changing the world because indeed it's the only thing that ever has. Hope in the Lord today. Believe in people. Have a great day.